Leaving off where we had began, entering into the city, you found a few new situations. One, the city was on fire. Two, Caitlin's child was heavily protected, as Ramon had stated he would. Not knowing this, or at least not really remembering, Caitlin decided to head out and look for her daughter. Entering the facility, not really naming who she was, clad in armor and taking damage as one tends to do when the armor is cursed, it begins to burn into them and not really affiliating themselves with the entire situation. A battle ensued. Cerberus managed to enter inside the fray after discovering a strange fluctuation all around them. Discovering that this was a small fluctuation of how the city is formed, it was discovered that after an hour's time of elapsing is the point in time you had either them turning it off or the energy running out of the shield, the small shield. The city shield is 24 hours. In doing so, Kaden decided to head towards the school to try to figure out what exactly is going on. At least there. The others split up, to my chagrin, and then ensued three separate fractions of fighting. Palu went to the castle to discover what's exactly going on and discovered that they too have a time lapse of once their magical energy runs out, which is roughly an hour as well. But they've stalled the creatures that entered inside that facility. Heading out, she wound up with, surprisingly enough, Cerberus again in the middle of the city and taking on giants, where one is currently unconscious, and, well, we'll see what happens there. The other two, Rauta and Byroth, headed into the city square where they encountered elves fighting off these strange mechanical creatures. Rauta managed to summon an elemental and, with the help, was able to take most of them down, but there's still a handful still remaining. It was discovered through not so subtle means that this was the husband of Caitlin, whether, well, sort of names or not fully named, but we'll just see how or what happens next. We're currently at Caitlin heading towards the school, or at the school. Caitlin, as you enter inside the school, you see a multitude of children, more or less, depending on how you see children, but they're roughly 16 and up. Actually, I'm not sure how old, but I'm going to say 16 and up. Right now, there's a multitude of giants, and Team Gamma is currently in the way, on top of the roof. Is there anything you're doing?
I'm gonna fly into a decent enough position so I can rain down Eldritch Blast and never actually get into a fight.
All right. Entering into the fray, you do see that the south giant enters into a close scrimmage with, well, actually, I'm not sure if you've seen King in this form. King's changed so many times, I don't know. Okay, that not explaining anything. You see the giant currently facing off against a group of 5 individual students with a few others in the background. You see then the north section giant heads in, and Bleep and 2 other students head into the fray. The one to the west heads in, and a group of 4 individuals center in with Red Eye and Clara in that direction. And lastly, the westward giant heads in, with Star jumping off the roof, Dara staying on the roof because she's not about that, and a few other students entering into that scrimmage. You do see that there's a multitude of people here, but is there anything else you're doing?
I'm gonna make sure that I'm 80 feet up before I start flying over to Eldritch Blast this giant over here.
All right. 80 feet in the air, you hover right about around them. It's high enough so you won't get caught, and low enough to actually be able to hit the thing. Hitting the thing, you can tell that the people here are well trained. Go ahead and roll insight.
Someone's gonna get hit with a boulder.
Well, you can tell that these people were heavily skilled, heavily trained, almost in like a military like way. Beyond that, though, you can see that these people, I'm not sure if you've seen King in this current token, are highly skilled. Even the people behind these two in the front seem to be well trained as well. That's all you get with the 13.
Yeah, I'm gonna start Eldritch Blasting it.
All right, you do see that the fight still continues, and your Eldritch Blasts are doing something. Over the course of time, is all that it really takes. You see that these people are fighting defensively, and then aggressively when it matters. But beyond this, the fight isn't really, how should I put it, the thing you should be worrying about. In the middle of this, you see another individual enter into the work of things. Well, I'm not sure, and you're not sure the exact nature of them. You do see that they enter into the fight as well. While the giants have size and power, they do not have the numbers, and these students are well equipped, well trained, almost in a military-like fashion.
Can you guys sass each other when it's not Caden's turn?
But beyond this, Caitlin, is there anything else you're doing? Talking with NPCs, trying to discover something else? Or are you just going to continue Eldritch Blast, which is effective, but you can see that these students were almost prepared for this.
I'll leave once the 4 giants are taken down.
All right. We move over to the last fight that's currently happening, or at least currently visible to the rest of you. Oh, that's right. I turned off turn order last time, so I had to be. Let's see. A turn. A turn. Add. 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 Let's see. From what I remember, it was this, after Relta, and then Elf Guys in the middle. The Ice Giant just went... No. It was this, that... Okay. Figured it out. Bye, Roth, go.
Alright, in the interest of speeding this up, what is it? What the hell do you call it? Spiritual weapon. Just a basic level 2. Where's one of these constructs? I'm fighting this one. I'll cast it against. No, not that one. Sorry. This guy. Sorry. Drawing a box. I forgot to draw a box. Purple box. Magic attack.
That does hit.
22. 11 damage. another 13 construct, and then against the one I'm up against, I imagine a 30 hits, which does 13 plus another 13, and that's my turn.
Alright. Aiming for the construct right around the individual that is trying to look for his daughter, you see that you do a good amount of damage. He nods to you in respect. However, as your turn ends, you do see that the creature around him and the one next to the ice elemental giant begin to steam. You see that their metallic structure begins to heat, and you see that they're preparing for the next turn.
Destruct in some way?
Perhaps. From what you can tell, they can still
Or-
destruct at the very end of their lifespan. But based off of this, it's possible that they're self-destructing with as much energy as possible. So the elven individuals then move about. This one takes a 5-foot step back, takes aim with what appears to be a long weapon. You believe it's a halberd. Stabs into the creature, and you see it nearly fall down, but still alive. The woman to his right steps back 5 feet, takes out what appears to be, Byroth, you've seen a gun before. Ralta has a gun. You see that she takes out 2 Derringer pistols, and then fires in a quick-like fashion, faster than you had anticipated. You see it shoot through and barrels through the creature, leaving it to stumble down. The other elven creature, seeing that the elemental has this, begins to try to move over and assist her well, technically her general, but you don't know that. The creature does go for an opportunity attack, misses, and then we move over to the enemy. Unfortunately enough for this side of the enemy, you do see that the green ones are vastly outnumbered. You see it move straight towards the middle, but it does get an attack of opportunity against the elf. Or the elf does. Let's see. It just manages to strike and pierces the armor plating, but not without it continuing to move forwards. It ranges in the middle, and you see it begin to steam, but this steam is not heat, rather than a strange green vapor. And it begins to build up. Ralta.
I'm just going to. Weird. I'm just gonna use my gun and shoot the nearest one.
Alright. That one's already dead. It's the one next to your elemental.
What was that?
Oh, that one's dead. Okay, so yeah.
She still has range in either one, but I'm afraid 12 doesn't hit.
Okay.
Aiming your gun straight towards the creature next to your elemental that you summoned, you can see that you didn't want to hit it, so you aimed a little too wide and it missed.
Okay.
You still have movement and your bonus action.
I guess I'll just get closer nearby Byroth, like behind him.
Alright. As you take your turn, your elemental companion notices that you're aiming for the one next to him. Taking that note, he begins to draw out its hands. It goes in for a grappling attack and... Nice! It takes it down and literally smashes it into the ground, causing it to just break apart. It was close to death anyways.
I just noticed the little kitty was on top of it, so I'm imagining him like a tank commander, like...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I stated last time that the little kitty is now classified under support animal. Byroth.
We finally got support staff. I'm gonna move so that I'm flanking and attack this guy. Is that thing dead?
Already dead.
It's already dead?
Yes.
Alright. Then
The ones left alive are the one in the middle that's currently steaming with the green vapor. The one next to the High Elven Commander. You assume by how many badges he has on him?
So I will move my spiritual weapon to flank, and it will attack the one beside the commander, and I will attack the one oozing green. Which will be, that is the one that is flanked. And this is, yeah, I'll just decide. And those are both plus 13 damage because they're constructs.
Cool. Which one?
Or if they're constructs,
Uh,
they get plus 13 damage.
the 12. Which one?
That would be the one that is flanking the Elven Commander.
And the
It's a spiritual weapon, so it's the 20 is against the one that I'm now beside.
okay. Aiming straight for the creature about the Elven Commander, you see that it strikes through, but it does not kill it. Whirling about, you aim your weapon straight towards the one behind you, and it does strike it down.
And that's my turn.
As the Elven Commander begins to look around, seeing what this creature is doing, he notices that his companions behind him, immediately taking note of this creature, he had a held action, thankfully enough. He kicks it to the side, grabs onto a cloak, which to you, Byroth, resembles that of metal. Covers himself and the person behind him, and you see the creature explode massively. Let's see if it hits any of these standby people. Barely enough away. And Byroth also barely enough away. Oh, that elf gets hit. That elf gets hit. Okay. You can only save one person.
I always love it. Ooh, you get it.
Looking about, you see the creature explode and massive amounts of shards just hit so fast that barely anyone has a chance to move. The two elves to the side take a massive amount of damage, but they're still alive. Luckily enough, the people on the sidelines are far enough away that it just hit for their feet. And it doesn't make sense. How are they closer and you're far enough away? And Byroth, it hits by your feet as well.
Are you going from the center rather than the corner?
Yeah?
Does that make a difference?
Not really. It's supposed to be its epicenter.
Alright, well then, I'm lucky.
Yeah, you're fine.
It's magic.
Sure. You see the thing explode, and immediately the Elven Commander protects his flanked common man. Ultimately, fight ends with the enemy just trying to do as much damage as possible, but fail.
Okay, fight's over. Commander, you were looking for your daughter?
Whose name happened to be, did you say Penelope?
You see that he completely uncovers his shroud, looking at you. He does go, yes. And yes. I don't know who you are, but thank you for trying to save my men and the people around you. I don't know who the people leading you are, but they should definitely command you for such things. Right now, I'm trying to protect my daughter and get her out of this problem.
What was her name you said again?
You confirmed Penelope.
He confirmed Penelope, but I just wanted to know if he was going to use his last name or Caitlin's Ulahana. No, he wouldn't use Caitlin's
That
last
is
name.
what. Okay. So he introduces himself.
Yes. He wouldn't consider Caitlin the rightful mother, or at least the rightful guardian.
I would consider him. Sorry, you cut out just a bit.
He wouldn't consider Caitlin the rightful mother.
The rightful mother.
You would not, or would?
Would not.
Well, that's going to complicate my next question, because I was about to ask, what is the name of the child's mother? I
No,
might
as
know
in
of it.
the child would belong to him and his lineage, not hers. He would still consider Caitlin
Didn't
the
ask
mom.
who it belonged?
Uh,
Okay.
He goes by.
Here I cue in. Oh, that's so weird. I know a Penelope too.
He goes by. I go by Sullivan Calavara. My daughter is Penelope Calavara. And then you ask who the mother is?
Yep. Who's the mother of this child?
That is true, but I don't remember Caitlin's official name.
Well, what does he say?
Take me forever to load Caitlin's character sheet for some reason.
So it's not Caitlin or Uhura?
No. He does give you a vague description of her, which resembles Caitlin, but some of the coloring doesn't match. She had brown to black hair, green, emerald eyes. Other than these small depictions and lifelike skin, it wouldn't be Caitlin. It's not working for me.
Should I roll something to figure that out?
You've literally stated you've been keeping an eye on Caitlin ever since the fiasco. So honestly, you can roll with advantage insight.
Okey-doke. Yeah, 26.
You can tell that
I
this
forget.
Is,
Oh no, go ahead.
you can tell that this is probably Caitlin near to a T. Well, you don't know the exact specifications of what exactly is going on, why this man is still alive, based on the Caitlin's history. But this is more or less Caitlin.
And the fact that it's Penelope, and then I will tap my badge. Can I get it so I can say things out loud but only hear them myself? Or only people with the badge hear them?
You can do
The response?
You can do the message equipment, which still functions within the city, not with anyone outside of the city. But it can't do the whole. The person outside can hear really loud, but you can hear quietly.
Okay, I'll just do the stealth message, but I'll just pose the message out loud as well as in my head. I don't know, Caitlin, where are you right now?
You hear a lot of wind.
Have you found Penelope? Is she
I'm at
safe?
the school right now.
Is Penelope safe?
I'm in a fight right now, and she's safe.
She is safe, and you are in a fight also. Not in the. You are not
Giants.
with her.
Giant.
She's not.
She's at the
not-
manor.
Okay. Where are the giants?
Throw a fucking rock at me?
Didn't he say he's at the school?
No, he said the girls are at the manor. Where are you? Where are giants?
School.
Okay, we'll be right there. Okay. Is
Wait.
Beth- Because giants are attacking the city, you idiot. Why are you there?
Because giants are attacking the city,
Okay then.
and my daughter goes to this school.
Okay, good talk. We'll be right there. And the communication.
Click.
And then I will. Yeah, I don't know where the manor technically is. I assume it's Ramon's manor. I get on the horn with Ramon.
Little busy
Ramon,
right now.
where are the girls? Yeah,
They're at
no
my house
shit, the
right now.
city's on fire.
Yeah, that's why I'm sending out. No, Group Zeta, head towards the industrial complex now. Right now they're at my house. They're being taken care of by Holly, an acting directive agent that you've met. I believe you've met before.
Okay, good. I need to send Penelope's father to the manor. Give me directions from the market district.
He gave
He
you
will
directions.
reinforce your manor there. I send that guy on his way. Okay, look, your daughter, Sigvald, or whatever the hell his name was, I've already forgotten. Your daughter is this way, go down these streets. There are probably defenders there already. Reinforce them, don't be an asshole. The city is on fire, none of us can get out. Okay? So let's just calm down, put out the fires, then we leave.
These people are protecting my daughter. The least I can do is protect the city. Be safe. And then you see him point towards the person with the hat. He nods, and then he gives you something in a pouch. Use this however you want. It's the least I can do for you. As they head out.
My thanks. A remark to Ramon, for God's sake, man, give me information. I've already saved 2 civilizations today, and if it looks like if I want to see tomorrow, I'm going to have to make it a hat trick. And if
Excuse you.
I'm in the heat of the moment, I know. If your spy, Civ, hasn't been informing you of that, it's time to reel her in. By the gods, do you even know what's going on in the Chamber of Chains?
What are you... he then states, no, Team Theta, head towards the... one moment. He then says something out loud, but it's inaudible to you. It's almost as if static is coming through, and then he states to you, right now, Civ is currently helping out the director, evacuating the site, helping people get into safe places. Right now, one of the school complexes is one of them. Right
Hello?
now... Hello? Hello? Hello?
If the fires hit key network points, Ramon, there are no saving. Hello? Bonjour.
Hello?
Can you hear us?
Now I can.
Okay. Ramon, if the fires hit the network in key places, there aren't any safe places in the city. There isn't any safe place within miles of the city.
Right now, we have some countermeasures in this area. I am sending people out to turn out the fires. I am sending people out to save people. Right now, I'm trying to save as many people as possible. The city burns, I at least try to save the people. We can always rebuild. But you
Really?
are
The
right.
people can get into this magical bubble?
There are a few ways I can do
The
this.
city is on lockdown.
Right now, in their
Okay,
positions,
good.
the places
Fine.
I am...
If the barrier can be dropped, save the people.
Okay, ignoring his explanation, he does state, but I am sending people out. It's fine. To stay out the fires. Right now, some of my agents have found these strange crystals in the mixed in with the fires. I'm not exactly sure what they are. Remembering that, Byroth, you did find 3 crystals when you took out 3 fires. It wasn't mentioned because I forgot and we were doing like 3 separate combats, but you did find 3 crystals that were able to activate remotely. You're not exactly sure what they do completely, but they are able to untether things or cut their strings from whatever source they have, almost like anti-magic or something similar.
That's right.
They were placed all over the
Also,
city.
in some of the fires, in some strategic places where we put out fires, we found evidence of sabotage, anti-magic bombs, something specifically designed to shut off the network. This is no accident.
All right, I'll send in Section 1 into the catacombs to investigate this area. If what he said is true and this happens, I will make sure that their group is able to bypass the energy and fluctuate it into some different dimension. With any luck, it doesn't hit anyone or anything.
Just don't treat this like a natural disaster, Ramon. This is a coordinated attack.
Yes, and right now each section department lead is trying to counteract this. Right now, I suggest you
We're
all group back up.
We'll try to regroup at the academy.
Alright, regroup and make your way
I'll
back
report
here.
in then.
That way I can give you the most amount of information I can without actually speaking to you. I do have documents and the like on my desk. But right now, we're sending every available agent out into the field. Right now, the R&D department is vacant, other than a scant few of people here and there.
Already, Section 5 has been besieged and sabotaged. The Lazarus Project is in shambles.
You hear him hit.
Anyway, we will group up at the academy and report to you then for more information.
Alright. He nods, but in the background, you did hear him like hit something. Alright, over and out. And he disconnects.
And we go to the academy.
Alright. Next
Or
order.
I do anyway, if Rialto wants to come.
Yeah.
Alright. Entering into the fray, or at least finishing off what the Wetworks team was working with, you do see that Fawn, Hugh, Donna, Barda, and the other two, Rolla and Nara, finished off one giant, assisted with the other, and Cerberus took down the other. You see that they regroup, and then look towards the other giant. Hugh, I believe you know him as the captain, states to Hallowoo and Cerberus, "Well, it's been some time, but thanks for the help, Hallowoo. You, I am afraid I do not know, but thank you kindly in turn. Don't you reckon we should kill that one?"
Hang on, what did they say?
He said, "Thank you. It's been some time since we've seen each other, Hallowoo. I don't know who you are," pointing towards Cerberus, or looking at Cerberus. "But thank you."
I know who he is. This Halloween.
You should. You met him.
Did we meet them? Just to be sure.
Yeah, the Wetworks team you specifically met. King met. Cerberus didn't. It was the mission at the dock.
Okay. She's just holding her side and she's just like eyeing up the other giant and said, "Yeah, is that one alright? Like, is it under control? Whatever."
The one by the house is taken care of. Pointing towards the giant spike of the timber that was holding the house up, now just holding the giant's body up in the air. The one your friend took care of, well, that one's just I do thank you kindly, but if we're gonna make sure the city's safe, we need to take care of this giant here, pointing to the ones unconscious. And then a few of my men have to head towards the school. And a few others have to head towards the castle.
This all's fine for now, but shit, what time is the magic running out on that?
At this point, it'd probably be...
Long as
20-ish minutes. Cerberus, you do take note
It's got
that there-
about 40 minutes left before that
20 more minutes to go.
so it's only got 20 minutes left.
Cerberus, you do note 4 distinctive heads on top of roofs, giant size, in the horizon southwest of here. Hugh then states, well, the school is guarded by a few people, but I wouldn't feel right just leaving them out. That's how you work. Personally, that's how I work. But the benefactor, or rather the queen, will probably pay better.
I forgot to mention, I think Bioth would contact Halliwoo and tell her what's up.
20 minutes left.
How long would it take me to get to the school?
It would take you to get to the school roughly 5 minutes, but Hugh did state that he and his team are heading towards the school or the castle. However, based on what you said, he's willing to pay you and your teammate or companion, Cerberus, doesn't know your affiliation, to go to the school in his stead.
If you can restock on their magic to make sure they don't die, then I don't need any money. Just confirm that to me and I'll go. Not much time left on this. Hurry up.
Fawn and Donna can deal with that, but we reckon to kill anything that gets in through the threshold. That isn't allowed. So yes, I can confirm it, and yes, we will do our utmost to take anything
I'm
lethal
lagging
down.
as well.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't do anything about that. I can change probably the connection, but it might be worse, it might be better.
If you can just confirm to me that you're alright at the castle and you're gonna occupy that, then I'll go to the school. And she just hops on her broom and looks to Cerberus and asks if she wants to join her.
Alright,
Yeah. Does Cerberus want to join Halliwoo on this little journey she's taken? Looks like Rex and Rialto are lagging bad.
I just changed it to US Central, so maybe
Half the time I can't tell if it's me that's lagging or them.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I
sure.
can only hear every other word sometimes. Like I can make
Why-
out most of what's being said, but
Hey,
I
a
don't
dog me, you're coming in clear.
Basically hopped on my broom after they said, after she said if you can confirm that you're fine at the castle. Oh?
I heard that.
Rex, you want to go with Halliwoo?
I think Rex can't hear, is the problem.
I have no idea what's happened over the past 5 minutes. I've heard like 50 words out of whatever you guys have said.
Can you hear us now? Is this better?
For the time being.
Hugh, the
So
Yankee.
we basically confirmed to. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Hugh basically said, thank you, I don't know who you are. Cerberus, you saw 4 individuals in the distance, giant size in the southwest section. Hugh stated if your companion would like to go to the school, That'd help us since we're going towards the castle or the school. But hearing Halibu's statement, their priority is the castle. Halibu said if you can provide me an answer of whether you can replenish their energy or not, or help them, she'd accept that rather than payment, and he said yes. Halibu jumped onto her broom and suggested you to join.
Up till broom, and that's it.
That was it. And suggested if you would like to join.
Cerberus will pull out a painting which Zaya has seen before. I will message you which one that is. And just show you it.
I really hope it's just a picture of Cerberus, like, stabbing a giant in the neck.
Caitlin, I
I'm
can't...
confused. What does that have to do with what's going on currently?
She taps it and then she points at the floor.
Still looks confused.
She motions to herself. As if, like, for you to come to her.
You'll fly over.
She will grab your hand. She will step forward and thump you away from this place.
2?
So heavens knows where you're going to come back in. To the place Cerberus always goes. Cerberus is home.
Can Halibu survive there?
I have no idea what you just said.
Okay, we're gonna go to the school. Ralta and Byroth, you see that the school is well taken care of and adjacent. While yes, some of these people are human, well, to Byroth's case, they are highly skilled and well organized. You met King before, and before him stands a giant currently dead. You see that the other you see that the other students are also taking care of giants.
Sorry, who has arrived there?
You, Caitlin, Rauta, and that's it.
Ah, there I am. Right at the bottom.
I'll just pink shift you.
Are we in combat, or is it...
It looks like most of the giants are taken care of, and most of the people here are highly skilled. Team Gamma, that's comprised of Bleep, Dara, Star, Penny the dragon that you know, Clara, and Red Eye are here. The only non-fallen giant is the one to the west.
Then probably because I'm the only one who can speak giant, can I dash over there and attempt to do that before he straight up gets murdered like the rest of them?
Sure.
Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can I get within speaking or yelling range of the giant this turn before it gets killed?
Yes to both.
Isn't it unconscious?
Okay, I do that. In giant, or Jotun, or whatever. Let's see. Cloud Giant. Cloud Giant. Why are you here? Why have you committed yourself to this suicide?
This one's a tail giant.
Hill giant? Oh, okay, that's going to turn out differently. Yeah. Why have you allowed yourself to come here? Why do you kill yourself on these ramparts? Go home.
Looking at you, he does seem curious. that
Case
you-
in point, hill giants more than any kind of giant. Ooh, you're lagging bad, bud.
Changing servers again.
Give it to us again.
Changing servers again.
Put it to the server right outside your house.
Hello.
Hello.
There he is.
Hello.
One little thing that I did pick up about giants in general in 5e. Hill giants, of all of them, hate Fearbog the most.
Yes.
Something called the Ordning. It's a ranking of giants based on size.
Perhaps you shouldn't have said that fun fact.
I thought it was a cloud giant at first. Whatever, it'll attack me instead of the children. I don't feel so bad about it.
They're teenagers.
Fearbog children. So yeah, I ask it. I actually do ask it what the fuck it's doing here.
Alright, looking at you and looking at the kids, he does turn around. He does say something before he attacks you. But you do see that the kids aren't just not doing anything. He does state, "They told me to kill, and that's what I'm gonna do. Beyond that, it's for the boss to know." And begins to swing straight at you. You move a blow here and there, but nothing in circumstance you to take you down. The rest of the students seem to be well organized and prepped. You see that one of them acts as a bar, the other acts as... Well, looking at it, and even without an insight in the way you work, Byroth, you can tell that these children, as you put it, are highly skilled and highly trained. Not only military-wise, but martial skills, technical skills, far beyond their age.
Okay, well, I say children, but I think Byroth has a very different, like, kids of 3 years old in Byroth's village are using razor-sharp knives to cut their own meal. Like, but yes, they're a specialized hunting party, I see that. So does it go down? Is it just they send me, you will die here, the hill giant, like your hunting party has died already. Tell us why you are here and who has sent you, and perhaps we'll let you leave this place.
As you say that, they begin to attack the students. One by one, each of the students continues to attack, and the creature then states, It's a real shame you chose the hill giants, but it does state, "I don't know who's told our boss to do this, but if we do this, we will survive the next culling. Either we die and we save our country or our people, or we don't succeed and then everyone falls. Either way, we either save many or die all the same."
Who's culling, giant? Whose? They cull my people as well. Who is doing this?
You're currently armored up,
Who says they control the cull?
and you're kind of small. To them,
I'll remove the helmet.
that kind of would make things worse.
I'll remove the helmet.
You s-
Yeah, well, I don't give a shit.
Okay, you take off the helmet and he begins to laugh, takes out another great axe, and then you see one of the agents around you, well, one of the students around you, begins to cast something to paralyze the creature. He's still able to speak with paralyzing, and then states, "If they're gonna kill your people, that's fine. But either the gods kill us all again, or we raise an army once more." As one of the students just cuts its head off, and it falls to the ground dead.
There's some lagging in there, but basically he didn't tell us shit, and then he got killed.
More or less.
Alright. fucking hill giants. As
I go
stupid
with
as they are
Caitlin.
tall.
You do see though. Well, let's move over to Caitlin. But you two in kind also see Team Gamma on the roof. I would make a joke and say giant.
Medium. No.
But depending on which type of giant, they could be classified under large or gargantuan. But to make things more interesting,
I think hill giants are 12 to 16 feet.
Yeah. So I believe that's under large.
Cloud and storm giants are roughly 24, 25 feet. And I think hill giants are, around 16. 14, 16.
Okay, are you doing anything? Because currently agents Gamma Alpha 1 through 6 are currently discussing what to do next. They have a plan, but unless you interact, they're going to go and do their plan.
Absolutely.
I guess I'll land.
And we'll regroup with Caitlin. Rialta?
Yeah, I said can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Now
Currently.
we can.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I said I went to go look for her a while ago. And I was like, alright, I guess we'll get back to that later.
Did not hear that,
I
sorry.
didn't hear that one, but I heard this.
Okay, yeah, no, I went looking for her a minute ago. I don't know how long ago.
Okay, what about doing
So
that?
we'll regroup and
I don't know, my internet's shit tonight, guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying.
Everyone's having problems.
Yeah,
You're not
I
alone.
can tell. It's like cutting so bad.
Speed things along, Byroth had the conversation. Basically, he stated, or the Hell Giant stated, our bosses are telling us to do this to save our people. Either the gods kill us again, or we raise an army once more. And then he died. Byroth, not taking into this account, jumped on the roof with Rauta after Rauta found Caitlin heading towards Agents Gamma, Group Gamma.
And then, Caitlin, good to see you. Halliwoo, we've regrouped at the academy. Where are you now?
You hear static. Almost in the same manner as when you spoke with Ramon, but a little different. As if almost out of range.
Less than ideal. In the meantime, you seem organized. Blue, or what is it? What's his name? Yeah, it's Bleep, not Blue. Bleep, good to see you again.
Oh hey!
Holy shit! Is that Clara, my drunken master?
That's Clara.
I ran over and
Bleep, good to see you again. People who I've definitely never met before.
They've been in the office.
Penny's there.
If you chose not to meet them, that's up to you, but you could have.
Yeah. I think
My
we have met
definite
all-
best friend, Clara.
yeah, there's so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have met all of them. So yeah, everyone went up and I hugged Penny and.
Okay, good reunion. It looks like you have a plan.
At this point, your elemental finally manifests itself, along with the cat type. They weren't that fast, so they had to planar shift.
Yeah.
But Bleep does state, yeah, right now we're all just gonna go head out, save the city. You know, things people do, I guess. Eyeing up Bleep or eyeing up the elemental?
Sorry, what was it?
Cat.
Little kitty.
Oh, Yeah, it's just helping an elemental, just chilling with it. But Bleep does state,
It may or may not have acquired a. Go.
Bleep does state, we're gonna just spread apart, head towards the sewers, head towards these slums, and then head towards a street that apparently has should be fun.
Okay, Bleep. What if I told you that the most important thing in the city was not letting any of the trees? Do you think you could help with that?
Any of the what?
The trees, the vegetation. I mean, I know houses, yes, it's very important, but seriously, if the green space dies, if the parks light on fire, if there are no more trees in this city, I can't tell you why, but it will explode.
How unhelpful.
I can maybe look around, but it's not my priority. According to Ramon, I'm supposed to save as many people as I can.
Yeah, but what if putting out the fires around the places that make the whole city explode is the best way to... I don't know, I don't have all the information, but I... If enough places in the network of trees burn to the ground, there will be an explosion.
He then looks towards Penny and then states, can you take care of the fires, I guess? Penny then states, I guess. Are you sure you don't need me? I think we don't, honestly, but it's fun to have you around. But if the city burns, then I'm out of a job. Gonna have to go back with my dad. And the Feywild again. Alright. Looking towards you, Byros, she states, any specific direction or just going around and unfiring all the fires?
What was Halley's last report to regards to where the fire was worst and towards the strategic areas of green space?
I mean, your character would know that. It's been less than an hour since that's happened. So you can just say, here, here, and here. Basically, a lot of the city is on fire, but the places that haven't been touched are the school, the R&D department, the castle, but you can tell that agents are heading there. Enemy agents are heading there.
Oh shit. Enemy agents are headed to the castle?
According to Hollywood, enemy agents are already there.
Oh, they're already there, but they're the ones that are frozen.
Yes.
Yeah. Shit, yeah, so we're focused on not exploding. That's 100%. What, your plan was to just get as many people out of the city as possible? How would you do that? The city is blocked off by force field.
There are contingency plans. Ramon told me that if I get people into the school, get people into the castle, but first we have to clear them, we can bypass the portal, not the portal system, the shield with our own activation shield. He does have a replica similar to that in his home, but it's a lot smaller scale and it can only protect his house. This one we can get as many people inside as possible, protect them, and if the city explodes, the area inside the shield will be safe. And then once the initial shield goes down, we'll activate a transportation spell. It was in case the first and fifth military lines failed and creatures came into the city.
Okay, you should do this, but let Penny put... Because honestly, even with people outside the city, the explosion might be contained, but I fear there's worse things to come after.
Oh yeah, probably. But yeah, Penny will head out. Penny then states, okay. guess I'll fight every fire I find. Literally jumps out of existence.
Thanks, Penny. I don't know how dragons do that, but
Then Bleep says, yeah, we're gonna go fight the sewer creatures, fight the dinosaurs, and go into the slums and observe what's going on with King and his men. The Blue King and his men. Whatever you're doing, I suggest you do it. Star looks towards Relt and goes, oh, hey, it's been a while.
Yeah. Which. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, what are we doing? Are we just gonna?
we're trying to regroup now. I don't know where Halliwoo is. I was gonna ask if anyone else had True Seeing, because I've already spent my high-level spells today, and I want to get a lock on where the network of chains are. But I doubt it. It's been a long day for Bar. But yeah, what's up with Halliwoo and Cerberus?
Yeah.
Where's the rest of you?
Question. GM map, and I don't have a map set up for this because I didn't think he'd bring anyone else there. So we'll do Theater of the Mind. Halliwoo, as you jump with Cerberus to who knows where, you find yourself in a... Well, let Cerberus describe it if they want to.
You don't need to worry about a map. Me and Zara are doing all in RP chat, so it'll probably take a fair while if you guys want to carry on with your stuff.
Kinda hoping to group up as soon as possible.
I mean,
But if you guys want to spend the time in the convention and group up with us when you're done.
you do know that your badges can
do that
give
too.
messages out. Once they're in range, they'll be able to receive the messages. But only when they're in range again. So you can send out the report. It'll just take some time for who knows when they decide to reappear. But okay.
So no judgment. You gonna spend a minute, or are we gonna go back to us?
We're gonna go back to you.
No judgment.
Typing takes a while, and apparently they've already been doing it. I just haven't been paying attention to RP chat.
Yeah.
So, entering into the same facility, you will find yourselves with 2 members missing. You're not sure where exactly they are, but you do send out reports stating that, hey, we met up at school. Hey, we're heading to Ramon's, or at least that's what he told us to do. And that was the last report.
Does Penny still have a badge in her dragon form? Can she be our eyes in the sky?
Penny still has a badge in her dragon form. However, she is not being a dragon for obvious reasons. If you don't know what they are, I can tell you.
Well, yeah. Like you said, we were familiar with these people a little bit. I've been drinking buddies with Clara apparently, and she knows Penny, and can't keep a secret.
Pennies are not pennies. They're not extremely rare at all. Penny or otherwise dragons are extremely rare. Most of the times they are territorial, and if they have children, will go out of their way to protect them and ignore the situation around them. Penny is a rare dragon all out together, and if a city is on fire and currently being attacked by creatures or monsters, or the city considers them creatures or monsters, they will likely be attacked. Penny's in human form for that exact reason. She can't exactly be being a dragon flying in the air and not expect to be not restrained, but slowed down. While she can fly for some time, pretending to be a half dragon, half other, she won't be able to stay into the air for that long. Unfortunately, she doesn't have items that allow her to do so. She can, from
Okay.
time to time, jump into the air and observe to give you reports, but she can't do it forever. Unfortunately, the way the city is, the way people are, and, chaos, one doesn't really know who the friend or enemy is.
Okay. So, friends, we have grouped up finally. The city is in chaos. Caitlin, your daughter is safe. The academy is well protected. We have to fight these fighters. I suggest that we go to either the areas of most strong burning and attempt to put them out, or we create fire breaks between the areas of burning and the groves and epicenters, connections to the chain.
I don't know where the connections of the trains are.
They're connected to living plants. It is a mycelial network. It's a living thing. This is why the fires can kill it.
I'm sorry, I'm back.
Isn't Relta best for this job?
To keep the plants alive, yes, but to prevent the fires from touching the plants, we can both do.
Wait, what's
We can.
your plan? Can you hear
We
me?
need to, yeah. We need to know where the fires are going, where they're strongest, and I don't know. That's Fire Asshole. He's just terrified of like the park lighting on fire, and then all of a sudden the whole city exploding.
Okay, I'm gonna go. We can just go follow Penny, I guess, and put out the fires that way.
Penny is not in the air, apparently. She can jump up every once in a while. Can we get Penny? Can you give us some reconnaissance right now? Halliwoo doesn't seem to be available.
Sure, right now people are fighting the fires. Apparently, there are more groups out there than I expected. There's a strange man with maps currently heading towards, from what I can tell, the R&D department, but I'm not sure about him. The with pink hair heading out towards the castle, protecting civilians, and there's a strange man in a mask currently fighting off. I'm not sure what it is, but it appears to be a strange mob of electronical creatures. He's faring well, but I'm not sure how long he'll last.
Do you see what the mask looks like? I just want to know if it looks like the mask of Mask, the one that I have.
She describes it to you, and no, it's not that. From what you can tell, the body size or the image resembles that of, you know him as Mighty Knight. If you don't remember who that is, it's the superhero scenario that you faced a while ago.
Mighty Nine. Mighty Knight.
Mighty Knight.
So, well, we can't get into contact with Halliwoo, so we don't know that the situation at the palace is bad. Just go by the recon. We want to stop these fires. Other squads have civilian evacuation in check. My first, Byros' first instinct is to collapse all the houses between the fires and the groves, create a fire break.
Up to you guys.
Does anyone else have a read on the situation? Caitlin, you too can rise to the sky and give us observations.
I wanted to speak with the animals and ask if there's any birds around that I can just get this information from so we can go do what we need to do.
Sure. Speaking with animals, I think you can do that for free with your class.
A dogma?
Yes.
Cut it.
No, I just stopped
You just
waiting for
said sure.
confirmation.
Okay. She wants to talk to a seagull or whatever.
Oh, just yep, a bird, finch, whatever's around. Hey, where the fire's the worst.
At the
Is it
school,
even daytime? Is it nighttime where we are?
Bat, whatever. What
It's
flying
roughly
creature I can talk to.
It's roughly now 2 p.m. You see this area protected, but you do see a few birds in the distance. You use speak with animals, and one does fly over. What is it that you're asking?
Where the fire's the worst.
It begins to call out, and it simply
Like,
states,
where are they the most?
oh man, that's a bummer because it has to use bird intelligence. The best way you can describe it to you would be saying, fires around the city! People protecting, people saving. We have to help.
I would just ask it, yeah.
You can tell that this creature...
What did it say?
We have to help, as in the birds. If you had to guess, another cleric of higher level summoned animals.
I'll say to the birdie, yes, I want to help. Tell me where the fire's the biggest.
It begins to caw, and in your mind, well, not your mind, but you begin to hear, fire's in the city. Fire's very big.
Okay. Alright. I'll tell you guys, alright, the fire's everywhere. Can we just start putting it out, or what do you want to do?
Let's go. Is there a river going through the city?
Yes?
Okay, let's head to the river and I'll flood it. I'll flood the river. Let's go.
On our way, I wonder if this will work. Alright, yeah.
I have another thing to do.
Okay.
Alright, we all have plans. Mine requires I be the river. What do you guys?
I'm going back to the manor. The shield will be going down soon.
Yeah.
Are you just gonna fly off without us, or?
It's gonna only support one other person.
Are you gonna tell them
a
what you're
bird
doing?
and fly with you guys if you want to do that, or whatever you want.
I just did.
You just flew off without us? You're just like, okay, we grouped up. Alright, bye.
I listened to everything you said, and I said, well, I have another thing to do, and I'm going to go to the manor. The portal should be going down soon.
And you
God
said
damn
that
it,
all out
Caitlin,
loud.
your daughter is protected already. I sent her father there.
You sent who there?
Her father, Caitlin. We have other things to worry about. She is protected.
gone.
She will not leave this. I tap the badge. She will not be leaving the city until
Doesn't
the
pick it up.
shield is down. It doesn't matter if you pick it up. You can still hear me.
She can choose to ignore you, though.
Ugh.
Mhm.
Listen, the people you couldn't beat to get through to her are still there, and now extra protectors. She dies if the city burns, Caitlin. We all die if the city burns. God damn it.
I'm just gonna go to the nearest, like, where I see a shit ton of fire, like the most fire I can see, and use my ice storm to try to put some fire out.
All right. As you head towards the biggest facility with fire, you do see that the bird was heading in that direction. While the bird is a bird, it's not exactly too smart. So it could have just said, "Follow me." Heading towards that direction.
It's a cutie little bird.
Yeah. Heading towards that direction, you do see that it aims straight towards a cleric. High mask tiefling, very well built, blue skin, almost not cerulean, but jet blue hair. It begins to speak with the bird, and I think he still has speak with animals still up, and it goes, "Good, very good. Thank you for coming. Now, can I have you and your friends go and spread out, find people, and tell them where to go?" The bird nods and begins to and its companions begin to move people about. You see that the cleric about begins to chant something as he takes notice of you. Yes, if you're a civilian, please head towards the destination the birds are heading towards.
Is that where the fire is the worst?
No, that's where it's the best. Well, poor choice of words. That's where everyone's evacuating to make sure that they're safe.
Burning the most, I guess.
He laughs.
He's trying to evacuate you like a civilian.
Yeah. He laughs though, as if.
Okay, and then I'll tell him I'm not. I'll tell him that I can help put the fires out.
Great. Are you able to cast any ice magic or the like?
Yes.
Very good then. As you begin to cast magic about, you do see that he is highly trained as well. He does seem to be fully adept at this. You've never seen him in any of the R&D department, but he is interesting. But beyond that, you do see that you pull out the fire fairly well. You do see 3 shards in the not in the distance, but in the fire. That is now slowly receding.
Is Baroth nearby?
Baroth is currently heading towards the river.
Is the river in the opposite direction of where it's crazy hot?
No, but it's further in. So you followed Relta, and you can be there right now, but it's further north from where you're heading.
Well,
I'll
just
go
tell
with
him
her. No, I'll go with her on my way to the river.
Okay, but if you're not standing at me right now when I see these crystals, I'll just radio you telepathically and tell you that I saw them.
No, I'll be there and I'll grab it. It's on the way, right?
Yes, it's on the way.
And
Okay.
then I'll just go to the guy, he's a cleric, you said?
Yes.
Alright, I'll tell him my name's Rialta. I want to help as much as possible. What is your name?
It's Cove. Pleasure to meet you. If you are able to provide any more assistance, I welcome it. There is a fire about the same size over at the Artisans District.
Okay, I'm gonna head that way. The Artisan District?
Yeah, basically anyone
Okay,
that...
I'm gonna head that way. Which way are you gonna be heading?
I can go there myself as well, but if you're there, I'm sure the area will be safe. There's another fire over at the harbor.
I'm sorry, is part of that cut up? I heard the.
There's a
harbor.
fire at the harbor. There's a fire at the harbor.
Okay, is he coming with us to the?
He and a group of 5 are there. He can send his group to the harbor, and he can accompany you, or he can go to the harbor and have his men accompany you.
Pretty much whatever he chooses. I want to meet up with him later because he seems like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, okay.
And I want more information, but I want to put out like fires right now and then meet up later to.
Alright, he does state, I'll be heading to the harbor then.
Sorry,
We can regroup
I
back.
couldn't hear you.
Oh, sorry. He does state, I'll be heading towards the harbor. We can regroup back in the middle of the city.
All right, thanks, Cove.
Maybe 15 minutes from now?
Okay.
And along the way, from there to the river, I don't know if do you remember I gave you a cantrip spell that I could pull like more. If there's any buildings on fire that I can purposefully collapse in on themselves, I want to do that the whole way.
Okay.
So the fire doesn't spread.
Yeah, it's like a firefight and you just collapse the house and then I'm gonna try and flood the river. I mean, I like if it's ablaze and it's like, oh, I'm not
Like if
going
the
in
house
there.
is on fire.
Yeah.
You won't destroy a perfectly good house. Gotcha.
Along the way, you do see that the river is there. At a moment a while ago, you do see that Relt has contacted you about the shards. She picked them up and moved about towards the Artisan District, while Cove headed towards the harbor. You do see that the area is beginning to be flooded with other agents around. You do see that there's 8 people in total, 2 of them with R&D department badges. they seem to be doing what you had initially thought. One of them, a strange woman with almost crimson-like eyes, jet black hair, and porcelain skin, looks towards you. This is not one of the R&D department's people, but she does look towards you and state, are you a civilian? If you are, you might want to get out of the way. We're about to flood the city with this water.
This is me she's talking to?
No, this is Byroth now.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Really? Are you planning to control the river and spray it all over like I am about to do?
Yes, that's why we have 8 of us here, to control the water and disperse it as much and quickly as possible, but as safely as possible. That's why we have the police and other available agents in the area to work with us.
Alright, I will meet up with my compatriots then. And I run over to where reality is.
I'm at the arson district.
Yeah, ignoring anything else she would have had to say, you head over to the arson district. It takes you about 5 minutes to get there, but you and Rauta both...
This is an emergency, man. There's no time for questions. They said they had it.
Yeah, that's fine. You head over there, and roughly 5 minutes once you enter inside the area, you see water beginning to pool. Not quickly, but you do feel your feet are now damp. As we move over to where Caitlin is currently.
They said they had it, man. I let them have it.
No, it's fine. You're good.
No, I could have done it myself, but fine, okay.
Could have helped him, but okay.
No, it's fine. They're fine. They have it.
Okay.
Entering into the site, Caitlin, you do see that there are 5 individuals that you've not... Oh, you're in the corner now. One of you appears out of nowhere and immediately disappears as soon as they appear on my map. Okay, that one dies and you're reborn on Pegasus. As soon as you arrive there, surprisingly enough, the shield has gone down 5 minutes
Neat.
prior. However, you do see that the person speaking with Holly is someone from the past. They do seem a lot younger than you had initially thought they would be. You did make mention, and you yourself know that he was gonna come to the city based off of the last thing you said. But he seems adamantly mad at agent.
I don't know which token I'm using. I'm using the one on the ground or one on the horse.
The one on the ground I just destroyed on mine. It'll just the one on the horse is yours.
Okay.
It just hasn't
I'm gonna get rid
updated
of it.
on the map yet because the internet, Roll20, and Discord are all dying today.
Yeah, it sounds like your PC's really struggling over there. I'm gonna ride my horse over here. Do I see that the shield is gone?
You do notice that the shield is gone. As you get close enough,
Yeah, I'm gonna just.
Oh, do you just go inside? Ignore the conversation?
No, I was just gonna go and interject myself into this conversation. I was about to say.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, didn't mean to get that close.
As you begin to interject, you do hear the last few words.
What could possibly go wrong?
No, well, yes, but the oven man you know fairly well, this one, is currently yelling at Holly and then states, I mean, how did you even let this happen? She then states, I'm sorry, sir, but I did as much as possible. I don't know where she went, but... And then you interject yourself.
So what's the protocol for when the portal goes for when the shield goes down, Holly?
She looks towards you, your back, and then you see the man looks towards you, states, oh, goody, you're back.
Oh God.
Holly then states, I don't want to get in the middle of this, but right now we're making sure that she's still safe. Luckily enough, my agents are able to protect this house, but it'll take another hour before the spell is recharged. Unfortunately, I was speaking with your friend here. Oops, his name's in the back. Sullivan. Yes, Mr. Sullivan. Sullivan. Mr. Sullivan here. We're not exactly sure where one of the girls inside went. Once the shield went down, she just immediately disappeared. She wasn't cast away or a spell was cast, but it was done voluntarily from what we can tell. I don't know where she went, unfortunately. But being as my priority was sent, I did send a report to Ramon. He wasn't thrilled and is currently sending out agents to find her, making the people in the R&D department dwindle, but he is taking care of the one he called as Alice. Sullivan then states, if you're here to help, then help. If not, get out of my way. Inside, now you do see that Penelope is fine. She's safe. But since the shield's no longer up, she does hear her parents arguing, which is upsetting.
Shit. That's never a good sign.
Busted.
I don't have silence prepared. I feel I'm fucking very sad about it.
You do hear Sullivan then state, Lieutenant,
He
Captain,
does have silence prepared.
guard, head around the city and patrol. You hear one of the lieutenants, the one in the hat, then state, are you sure, sir? I am perfectly fine protecting my daughter myself. You protect the city and the people inside. Once this is over, we have a long towards the people that run this. I don't even want to call it a city. You hear the lieutenant then state, all right then, sir. Make sure you're safe. We're not sure how long that'll last. You're not sure what he's describing, but Sullivan then nods. You see the other four just disperse out.
So what have you been calling yourself now? Sullivan?
He looks at you mad, but after some time he does seem to cool down. It is the name I've been re-given. After all, I can't exactly live forever. So a new life was given to me. And after hearing that,
How so?
ignoring you, then
After
states,
hearing that, what?
and after hearing my daughter's still alive, I'm making sure that she stays that way this time. You clearly stated how so, but he completely ignored you. Not in the way like, oh, you don't deserve to know. More like, this is a guarded secret. Even if he wanted to tell you, which he doesn't, he can't. But it doesn't look like the way you were brought or the, not the Leviathan, the Lazarus Project did it. This is something else. Perhaps elven magic of high caliber, but you never really skilled in that.
Well, there's only one spell that I know can bring it back like that.
Probably, at least one spell that you know. But Sullivan, that state. Look, we can discuss what we can do later. Right now, if you pretend to give a shred about the people around you, Then do what
Give a shred about what?
about the people around you. Then do what one of the associates I met with today stated. Go and protect the city. I will protect her. And even if it
I'll
means
protect her. You go protect the city.
roll persuasion with super disadvantage.
How hard do I roll this disadvantage? Why am I getting a phone call at 2 a.m.? Super disadvantage.
It's just a disadvantage, but just add super in front of it. Against a DC that I set.
Hey. 30-20.
Surprisingly enough, the DC wasn't terribly high for you, but it was still 25.
Damn, just had to roll an 11. Had a 50% chance.
Looking at you straight in the face, he goes, "No." And he's staring directly at your eyes.
She's looking him in the eyes.
You feel something in your eyes trying to claw into your mind, and you feel that he feels something clawing into his. But both effects don't work.
Feels bad, man.
And if he's an elf, doesn't he have advantage against that?
Both effects don't work. But, Caitlin, you can tell he is much more than an elf now.
He's even got the white hair and everything.
He's not a vampire.
He's something weird. I don't think I like it.
From what you can tell, his ability or finesse or connection to nature has increased dramatically. But based off of that, you can tell.
What are you, a druid now?
No.
'Cause that shit ain't gonna work on me.
If you must know, and I can. Well, I can tell you this much. I'm known as a Fey Lord now.
You're a Fey Lord?
It's not something I want, but it was something that was given to me.
Probably shouldn't tell that to people in public.
Yes, and if you somehow die, it'd be a shame if you did. He says that whispering, making
Alright.
sure your kid doesn't hear that.
Oh, don't worry. This wouldn't be the first time. I remember when you left me, you absolute. She said this under her breath, jackass, so the kid doesn't hear.
You're going off here and there after a while, but you can tell that Sullivan is capable of protecting your daughter. Whether you want to be here or not, it's up to you.
You're
It's not like I can do anything to help you.
you're both doing earmuffs. Like, you jackass. Earmuffs.
All I can think about is, doesn't she know his like true name, and it doesn't follow those rules? Because if so, he's screwed.
I mean, she knows his actual name. I don't know if that's his true name.
He did mention he was given a new life. That could involve also a new name.
Yeah.
Again,
Well,
it's-
she's not gonna call him Sullivan.
She don't like his new name.
I mean, he doesn't have to call her by her new name. He can call her by her old name.
He's actually never stated your name. He just said, "Oh, it's you," and blah 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 blah. Basically going around it, as if he doesn't want to deal with you.
Feels bad, man.
Oh jeez.
I'm guessing I'm getting that on fucking both sides. One from the left blade and one from him.
Yes, but I didn't want to play out that part.
I just assume I'm getting berated at all times.
Yeah, but what do? You can be here and protect it, but again, Sullivan, from what you can tell, is at least strong as you. You're not sure if he's stronger, but is at least strong as you.
As strong as my current state, or me at my full strength?
Hard to tell, but at least as strong as your current state.
That's not very strong.
Maybe. The only thing you know that you can fight on even terms right now is your beguilement, which doesn't change in different states.
Oh, I'm gonna be sending Maximilian into the air to do reconnaissance.
Flying into the air, you
Yeah, and that's that same number.
Is it scam maybe? Because they'll call you whenever. But flying into the air...
I don't know, but it's from Washington.
Oh, that's weird. Flying into the air, you do see a massive fire going out and another massive fire currently shrinking. Pegasus does see Relta and Byroth grouping up when you do see a massive amount of water dispersing through the city safely, but it is coming up quickly. You also see 8 agents flying about, literally in the water, moving where the current is moving, as if they're controlling it, dispersing it in an even like pattern. You also see a strange.
I'm gonna inform everyone.
Okay. You also see actually, how perceptive is Pegasus?
He's got some perception to him. He's got a 6 mod.
Okay. You do see that Pegasus does see the back of someone with a lot of maps heading towards the R&D department. Entering inside. He does see Civ currently protecting people inside of the castle as 6 agents enter inside. And then you see 3 bodies just get thrown out, but you're not sure what they are. They seem mechanical and almost have blue auras around them. Beyond in the distance, however, you do also see a blue tiefling heading towards the boats and currently fighting fires there. Quickly winning against that flame. You also see someone jumping on rooftop to rooftop, just taking out fires here and there, collecting something from within the fires and continuing that. It's a slow process that do seem to be making
Mighty Knight.
No, that one's panicked.
Sure, Relta and Byroth know this stuff. I'm basically as a receiver from Pegasus.
You don't actually the pigs see Mighty Knight anywhere around. If you guess, they went somewhere else now. The Pegasus does see 3 creatures on the ground, dead, where Mighty Knight would have been, but he's no longer there. So whatever happened there, he clearly. If you transfer, do you transfer this information?
Yeah, I'm letting them know.
Okay. But you do remember that Mighty Knight didn't enter the secret place of the god, so he's likely helping out there.
Very useful to have on our side. Good thing we didn't arrest him for no reason.
He's a vigilante.
So that was
police
Besides
force
the point.
gang so vigilantly.
bad role model. But
I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, he is a role model. Let's say out loud.
My children definitely should read comic books about him.
but as you begin to do that, Relta, Byroth, and I don't have a map for this because I'm not exactly sure. I wasn't exactly sure what you were gonna do. You do seem to fight off this giant fire that's currently in front of you. You do see 4 other acting agents out. A human, a halfling, a goblin, and a gnome. Looking about you, you do hear the goblin then look towards you. Are you a civilian, perhaps?
Do I look like a civilian? Tell me how I can help.
We're here to put out the fires, and I've already. Did I use my storm thing already, or did we get out a different way earlier?
If you used it on the first one, then you used it. But this
It is
a secondary fire.
concentration up to a minute.
I mean, you would have like the tail
Secondary,
end of it, which would help, but that's about it.
Well, I still have a few more slots.
Oh, is Sleet stored concentration spell?
Yes.
Yes, it is. I'm not sure if Summon Familiar is, but I mean not Summon Familiar. But I think this elemental is eventually gone at this point.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him. That's okay. He was a good guy.
Cat rejoins with Rauta, and you do see the goblin in this state. No, sorry, the halfling then states, well, if you're here to help, then quickly, if any of you can use ice or water magic, quickly do so. If any of you can quickly move about, protect the city, feel free to do so. Right now we have 3 civilians inside of this giant wildfire. We're having one of our companions inside, trying to save them now. Or any of you fire resistant?
Yeah,
I am. I can go in.
we both.
Good. Then we can use the help. Head in now and try to see if you can find them.
Is there any water nearby? Pond, well, anything like that?
You do see that the ground is now at least an inch of water about. If you had to guess, they work really, really fast. So you do have water about you. It's just not enough to go into the flames and be extremely of service. But it will quickly drench out any water that's on the ground. But where you're currently at is a building on fire.
So yeah, if you are somewhere in control water's flood, is you can cause the water level of all standing water, which was, you said, about an inch by 20 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll raise it a solid 5 feet, if that's acceptable to you.
That's acceptable. Raising the fire, raising the water in the area to 5 feet further in, you're able to douse the first floor without too much issue, so you can enter inside without taking any fire damage.
And then we'll, now doused in water, hopefully get up to the second floor and rescue some fools.
Okay. Rauta and
more for
Byroth,
people.
go ahead and roll me some perception checks.
Perception.
Nice. Both of you do manage to find, Rauta, you find a small stray child, human, but they do have pointed ears. Looking about them, you quickly grab onto them. They seem to be under the bed, just currently crying frantically. You manage to find them without too much trouble. Byroth, you find an elderly woman currently, an elderly goblin woman. I don't think you care about goblins. If it was a human, you might have let them burn. But it wasn't. You manage to grab the old goblin woman. She begins to hit you with her purse, saying something about, you won't take my stuff while I'm here. Quickly taking her out of her building. You meet up with Rauta in the middle of the hallway, and there you see their companion that they mentioned. A rotund, buff, surprisingly enough though, orc towards your direction. Looking at you, he does seem to be carrying a lanky, unconscious human. Looking at you, he simply states, "Oh, are you here to... Thanks. I don't know who you are, but follow me," as he heads his way down to the first floor.
Octa, Section 9, could you take the out goblin who is hitting me with the do you speak goblin? Ow.
He nods, says something in Goblin. She says something back. She stops hitting you with the purse. I told her to stop hitting you with the purse.
Very kind. Do they swim, or will we have to carry them?
We'll have to carry them, I'm afraid. These were the last stragglers.
Okay, tell them to get up on the shoulders. I can handle.
All right.
And then we get them.
You easily get them out, and thankfully enough, you douse the first floor, so you don't have to make any rolls. I was really surprised you thought of that. Both of you exit out without too much issue. You released Relta. You released the kid back to her mom. Byroth, you released the elderly woman back to her family. That's on the side. Currently, she's now beating her eldest son, leaving her in the building, but that's not your problem. You do see the orc man.
We did get everyone out, though, right?
Yes, there was only 3 stragglers left.
Okay.
You do see that the orc gives his person to the ambulance. Sorry, it's not really an ambulance, but something similar to that. Facsimile, if you will. Looking towards you. Name's Ankh, by the way. As this happens, Cerberus and Halu enter back to the city. In Halu, you get a string of messages. One stating, "We met up at the school." One is, "Where are you? We might have to protect the city or head back to Ramon." And then that was it.
Okay. Ankh, you're doing good work here, but main priority, I have to tell you, keep the fires away from the trees. If the trees go up, the city explodes. I can't tell you why, but it's just truth.
You don't see...
I have to regroup with my team.
Right. You don't see any R&D department badge on him, so he's clearly a civilian. Or police
Just
badge.
telling
You
him what
should
I know.
probably get to safety yourself.
Does Ankh seem like that kind of guy? I don't think so.
No, he's out
Alright.
to protect anyone he can. Even if he's civilian, he's here to
Alright,
help. But
fair enough.
Byroth, you do feel a connection on your badge, and then it shuts off, as if messages were being sent out.
And
Ellie, we will call out to everyone and ask if anyone's been to the palace. And she apologizes for not being in contact.
I thought that's where you were.
Not at the palace. At
Hello.
the manor.
Hallie
That's what Rialto
literally,
would be like, I thought you were there.
Hallie told you she went to the fucking market.
Oh,
I
that's
put in
right,
chat
that's
as
right.
well.
I forgot.
Caitlin,
Okay, then I don't say that at all.
okay. Caitlin, you do see now, through Pegasus's eyes, the Wetworks mercenary team, which you've met before, I don't know if you care though, is currently taking care of the 5 individuals that entered inside, the strange mechanical creatures that entered inside the palace. One of them currently has a gun to one of their heads and shoots them as they fall down dead.
I repeat, Wetworks has cleaned up the palace. They're rubbing a towel on the floor.
so the palace is no longer under threat?
It's secured. It looks like they got 5 automatons outside.
And Civ.
Are they okay? Wait. Are they Section 9 automatons? We ran into
Hostile.
some hostile automatons
He
outside.
then interrupts and asks, "What about the school?"
School secure. 4 giants taken down.
Okay, then she hops back on her broom and she starts flying around, waiting for Cerberus to hop on as well.
Shall we regroup at the palace and eliminate threat and then fight fire?
You can regroup at the manor. It's closer.
Are you not leaving the manor?
Is it closer?
Is the
Honest-
manor under imminent threat of robot attack?
It's not far enough away that you couldn't get there in the exact same amount of time. But it's also not closer. It's about a minute further than you need to go.
Caitlin, your daughter isn't going anywhere while the shield is up.
The shield is down.
Hallie was
No,
going to
the
the manor. Not
the-
manor, palace.
The shield around the entire city.
The shield around her protective bubble's down. That's why I'm back here and waiting for the timer to go off so it can get shielded again.
And do you trust her father and his retinue enough? to
No.
protect-
What about her father?
And what about the city's protectors? You felt confident enough leaving her
Yes.
with them while we went off, and she is still safe. The city is in
The
shambles.
bubble,
but
her
she
bubble was
remains
up
safe.
at the time when I left.
Well, this is the
Listen,
15
Kate.
minute.
I think we need you. Okay. Your daughter is going to be safe. We
I
have.
was going to the palace.
She yells out, "Maximilian, get here now!" And then she looks towards Richard, not calling him by that name, by the name he keeps wanting to call him. If anything happens to Penelope, I'll literally castrate you with a fucking rusty knife.
Is that what you're calling the Lust Blade nowadays?
No. And she's gonna start making her way to the palace.
Okay.
We regroup at the.
As Hello heads to the palace, or the palace, if you will, everyone else heads there as well.
Since her hair better be brushed too.
He mouths something, but you're too far away to hear it. Where's Caitlin? Oh shoot, where is Caitlin? Oh, there she is.
I am many places, but currently I'm on the map.
I meant your token. As you head your
Oh, I
way...
thought you meant more of a metaphorical sense.
Oh no, I know where exactly metaphorically you are. But as you enter into the area, you can put it Pegasus there if you want. Halu and Cerberus, you head to this destination as well. You all meet up in roughly around the same exact time. Cerberus, you don't sense any fluctuation, but you do sense something odd about the area. A lot of magic that was fluctuating in this site or in this castle has dispersed, as if magic that was preventing something from, well, really doing anything had been let go.
Does anyone look like they're knocked out or about to pass out or anything like that?
Surprisingly enough, a lot of them seem to be exhausted, but not enough to pass out. Whatever the Wetworks team did was enough to keep them alive, but they're still in formation in case something was to come. But that was over from when Caitlin spoke to you 10 minutes ago. So if something were to happen here, it should have or would have already happened. You see the automaton bodies on the ground currently, I wouldn't say dead, but they're not functioning. A lot of them have bullet wounds, a lot of them have serrated edges cut about them. Even if they were functioning still, they would not be functioning at 100%, maybe 10.
This is the most fascinating thing Barath has ever seen.
Haley was
Keep
flying
it in your pants.
straight